Hi, my name is Christine, and I know you just heard from my colleague Parker, and he's been talking to you about stem cell research and cloning. Well, I mean, this is such a big controversy, and Congress is the one who can change the problem. I mean, there is some kind of stem cell research that could definitely save lives. For instance, cure cancer. Maybe they can find out where cancer comes from. Why do people get cancer? How about cystic fibrosis? That's a killer. I mean, maybe they could figure out why they're getting it, the gene that carries it. I mean, there's so many different things that can go along with stem cell research. And it's just ignorance. The problem is ignorance. People don't know. And that's what the problem is people are scared of the unknown. And stem cell research, it can save lives. Maybe it can cure diabetes. How many people die from diabetes? And maybe the stem cell research could help cure diabetes once and for all. That we just don't know because we're not able to do it. And like I said, it's ignorance. And I truly believe that people should get educated on this subject. I mean, I know you think of cloning and you're probably thinking robots, like you see it in the movie where they clone them using the machine, and the next thing you know, there's a guy that looks like the guy in the movie and it's a robot. That's not what cloning is exactly. That's what the movies want you to believe, but that's really not what it is. And like I said, the problem is because nobody is educated. And I understand there's ethical concerns, there's scientific and technical issues, there's health risks involved, and some people think it's just a disrespect for human life. I mean, yes, there are embryos involved, and some people believe that the minute of conception between an egg and a sperm, that's a life right there. Others believe that until it becomes a fetus, it's a life. So like I said, it's a lot of controversial arguments. And I'm not saying that who's right or who's wrong. I just know that me personally, I would like to have some kind of research done so that way maybe someday when there's a disease with somebody and they're like, you know what, we have the answers, we know what to do. Why? Because they did stem cell research. And I know that therapeutic cloning is a method that involves creating patient-specific embryonic stem cells. And people think embryos, it's a baby, they're killing babies. And that goes with the religion. A lot of people don't believe in abortion or anything that has to do with, hurting a baby. But to be honest with you, these are embryos that are donated. They can't be used. They're going to be destroyed anyway because they are somebody's personal baby. I'm sorry, I'm not even going to say the word baby. This is somebody's egg that they donated. It's not considered a baby until it's implanted and it grows, and it's like a tree, like you plant a tree and then you got somewhere for it to grow. I mean, this is an egg that's with sperm, and in 2 or 3 days they take it and then they study it, and that's how they get the results of all of these different diseases. I mean, there's just so much information, and I've been looking on the internet, I'm going to be honest, and I had to go back and forth because of the fact that I didn't know what was right and what was wrong, because some people's opinions weren't facts at all, and I didn't know what the facts were, so I had to fact check everything that I read. And I had to go back and look into this and see what the research was about. I mean, some of it they made it seem very unethical, like they were killing babies and that they were destroying all these embryos. But that's not what it is. These are donated embryos. These embryos don't belong to anybody but the person who had the eggs, who no longer can use them. And if they're not donated to science, they're going to be destroyed. So either way, these are embryos that are going to be destroyed. Why not do something for mankind? Why not stop some of these diseases? Why not understand where things come from? I mean, like I said, I've been doing a lot of research, and it seems like a win-win all the way around. I mean, some of this stuff, I was reading this one article, why cloning should be banned, and it was written by Michael Rignata, and I fact-checked it from the Encyclopedia Publishing, and it was last updated on August 20th, 2024 in Washington, D.C. And it's for the Center for American Progress. So this article basically was going on about why cloning should be banned. Now, cloning, I'm not so... Like I said, people think, you clone somebody and automatically you're thinking, oh my God, they're going to be a robot. But therapeutic cloning is a method that involves creating pattern-specific embryonic stem cells. It uses human eggs and cell nuclear transfer technology to create a human embryo that is a genetic clone of a patient. The embryo is destroyed to obtain the embryonic stem cells that have some genotype to the patient. These stem cells can be used to experiment aimed at creating issues to replace injured or diseased tissues. So one of the major issues of today's modern medicine is therapeutically cloning. The main practical purpose of cloning is to generate genetic modified animals to serve as a borocat. Excuse me, I'm reading here because some of this stuff is very technical. And like I said, I'm studying it right along as I'm telling you. But like I said, I did all my fact checks. And I know that everything that I'm telling you right now is all facts. I mean, I even went to a family physician. She works for, her name is Sandra Pruthi, and she's in family medicine, but she specializes in infertility. And that is what she does. She works for a bank. She actually is the one who pulls the eggs out of the mom and injects the sperm to make them an embryo. She's the one who says that in 2004 alone, they destroyed over 500,000 embryos. That's how many they destroyed. And in 2022, they actually donated more than they destroyed. And that was just updated on October 15th, 2024. So basically, all this stuff is up to date. And every day, modern medicine is getting better. And why is that? Why? Look at now. Do you remember back in the 80s and 90s when AIDS was like a huge thing? And if you got AIDS, you were going to die. There was no stop. There was no collect $200. It was a death sentence. Look today. They have stuff to make you undetectable, where you can literally live the rest of your life with AIDS. You're not going to die. It's not a death sentence anymore. Where do you think they got this from? Leukemia. Look how many babies They're dying from leukemia. Can you imagine if they were able to do some stem cell research? And even if they could save one child. I know you guys see the commercials with all these babies who are leukemia and mothers who've lost their children to cancer. Wouldn't it be wonderful to have a world with no cancer? I'm sure most people that are watching this have lost a loved one to cancer. Cancer is one of the biggest research. There's breast cancer, which I'm a survivor. And I don't know if stem cell research is the reason why I'm here today. But you know what? Whoever found that cure for the andromycin, thank you for saving my life. And if it was from stem cell research, well, guess what? That's all the more reason why we should definitely have legislation pass the bill. We should be allowed to do stem cell research. We should be able to clone, so that way when somebody has a disease, we can clone their DNA, so that way we can replace the tissue in their body that's diseased, where we can help them. We can save a life. There's so many diseases out here that kill, and we have the means, we have the knowledge to fix it, to fight. And we have, all we need is for people to get on board, read about this, get yourself educated, know what we're fighting for. We're not trying to clone an individual. We're trying to save that individual. Thank you so much for listening, and have a good night.